Yeah, I will just say that I have too little knowledge about the current state of the economy and the current state of the tokens, and for me it seems premature because any decision that we will take, any decision now, this decision will reflect on the all future decisions, because then in the future anyone will say, hey, but there is already 11,000, 12 million, like whatever decision we make right now, it will influence all the future decisions about the distribution. And I have zero knowledge. I have no idea what is the state of the current economy. I didn't see any breakdown. I didn't see any cap. I didn't see any numbers. So I suggest we just postpone this discussion until we obtain clarity about the actual state of the economy and some numbers.
All right, great. That makes sense. Aeon, would you like to respond? Go for it.
So I do understand where he's coming from, and I also understand that the state of the economy is being co-created by us. So if I'm coming in with a set amount of assets, then that's going to boost the whole of our economy because I choose to exchange those assets for this currency. Just like any other currency, I may choose to exchange my petrodollars for. So it's in good, faith that I exchange my petrodollars for cryptocurrency, and the ones that are especially rising right now because they're building my economy. And I think that's what we're all trying to step into, is we're trying to step into alternative exchanges that are built around an idea that will create community. And the way that happens is going to be people power. And so that if we all show up and we all participate and we all continuously do so, then the value of that currency is only going to grow. And so I don't feel like we should stall. I feel like we should definitely, if we need to break out groups and to think tank something, then we should do that. But I think that there's some momentum here, and I love momentum, and I never want to stop momentum for any reason whatsoever.
Woo! Yeah, cool. Courtney.
Yeah, I just wanted to say too, of what Mohammed had said before, that just starting to get the flow going within it is really what's going to draw people to really see that things are flowing and moving. So I agree with not stalling and proceeding, and we're going to keep learning more information about the economy and as it goes on, and we can make adjustments to that as we need to. But I agree with what Mohammed had said in the other meeting before as well, and what Aeon just said as well.
Thank you, Courtney. I think that there's a beautiful compromise we can reach here. I really value what Michael is saying when he's saying that he just wants to see the numbers and put his mind into how it'll work. Let's break out into groups. Let's start that. Let's call it the Metagamers Council. That's what I want to call it anyway. And I'm available for that right after this call if we'd like to do that. Let's establish award rates for everything. Let's make a algorithmically based distribution plan, and let's include payments to the ASC for that, and then we can post that in the chat.
First of all, we need to know what is the total number of tokens.
11 million then, is what we've kind of going for as
yeah,
an idea.
I didn't see these numbers anywhere. Maybe it was posted 6 months ago in the.
It's in the main document.
I'm sorry, I wasn't familiar with that, and I wasn't also sure whether it is the subject of a discussion and negotiable, and I don't know how many of these tokens are released as of now. So I will just hold on for a second, and I will open this document so I can get myself familiar with this doc.
Cool. Yeah. So. Are other metagamers available after this call to talk about the award rates and to whip that into a document that we can share with the rest of our collective?
It looks like it's just us.
Yes.
Cool. So let's right now vote to kind of put a more solid plan together and really shape out what all the award rates and distribution and all the things that Michael just asked for. And then we will bring that to the group, and we will see if everyone can say yes or no to that, or if people would like to make revisions. Does that sound like a good compromise? Can we all move forward with that?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay, so the next agreement that I wanted to make is who is the team that's going to make the onboarding, marketing, and sales training team? I'm in on that. Who else would like to join us?
I'd love
I think I know why I didn't take this document seriously, because it was mentioning Waves platform. And is it 100% sure about Waves platform? Last night we were both on the Slack channel of the Waves platform, and they weren't very accommodating. They didn't treat you seriously. So yeah, this is just a little tangent. Are we committed to Waves platform?
So 2 notes, Michael. There was one particular guy who like talked a lot of crap, but quite a few of their members sent me private messages and were like, wow, this is so cool. They actually told me that what we were proposing was exactly what their founder had always envisioned, and we're now entered into their contest. So that went pretty well. But what I want to say is that we can shift it at any time. So basically, if we want to upgrade to a new platform anytime, we just offer a 1-to-1 exchange rate. So let's say we make a new currency, we build it on Ethereum, we launch the same number of tokens, and then we allow people to just exchange tokens from Waves platform to Ethereum, and we stop accepting the Waves platform token. So it's just, Waves platform is just the platform of the moment that's fully functional now, and we can always upgrade it later.
Okay, cool. That's what I wanted to know. If Waves is right now. Okay. Let's move on back to the subject. Sorry about that.
Yep. No problem, Michael. So I hear Brittany is on the marketing team. I think I heard Aeon. I heard Mohammed. Is there anyone else who would like to help us with our intake, academy, and like training experience?
Yes, I would.
And Courtney. Cool. All right. So those are those teams. The final thing I wanted to talk about is action steps. Oh, and hey, what's up, Christopher?
Hi. I got out a little late, so I'm not sure which part of the marketing is entailed, whether it's just the currency-based bit marketing or whether it's the product marketing, but overall, I think.
Cool. So you're kind of signing on to that council?
The council, yeah, not necessarily each project. I came on just about 5 minutes ago. I don't necessarily have the entire context of it.
Right.
But yeah.
Cool. We'll have videos if you'd like to get more context. Also, if you'd like to introduce yourself for 60 seconds, feel free.
Hi. I go by Christopher Bird Van Putten. I mainly call Western Washington and Oregon my home. Near Seattle and went to college. One of the things that I've been kind of reserving and hoping to link in with an online store and blockchain-based currency and the new paradigm that we can have is one flow of currency from Cutco Cutlery that has about $300 million a year. So as we start to have an online store and bit-based currency that starts flowing really well, this can end up channeling, I think, millions or tens of millions of dollars every year to our tribe through sale of the product that's made here in the U.S. So for in terms of that, and as well for a few months, 2 months one community and 1 month or so in another community with Dakota in terms of helping to stabilize and create land-based intentional communities. And I do that continuously all around Washington and Oregon, western parts.
Beautiful. Thanks for being here, Bird.
Yeah, thank you.
Love you, brother.
Love you too.
Damn. So the final matter I'd like to discuss in this meeting block is action steps. What can we all do here to move this forward in a real way? So I think the couple action steps recap that we've already talked about are there are 2 councils that have been born. One is specifically the Metagaming Council that's going to help assign currency exchange rates and award rates. The second is the Academy marketing onboarding process and also the organizational stuff. So those 2 action points are already happening. I propose a 3rd action point here, and that's for everyone who is involved and interested to use Wix AI to make a website that represents whatever it is you have to offer our global community. And that can be on the ground services. It can also be digital services, or both, ideally. Do we have anyone opposed to that 3rd action step? And or is there anyone who'd like to talk about that or respond to it?
Could you share a little bit of why you're choosing? I know potentially why, but why you're choosing for it to be the Wix AI specifically?
It's just super freaking easy and sexy. I've used like all the general website starters, and the Wix ones just end up coming out looking really, really good, really, really, really quick. It totally holds your hand. I'd say people don't need to use Wix AI. Like if you're a website designer and you already have a website, or like you want to use another platform, go for it. But if you just like to make a really smooth, sexy website in like 40 minutes, use Wix.
Thank you.
And an underlying.
Could you?
Go for it.
I'm so sorry, Dakota. Can you like attach another link to where we could find that? The Wix AI?
Woo, there you go, Wix.com. So once you've made your website, please post it into our group chat. And the underlying reason for this is that basically our consultant network is the easiest place for us all to start. So if we build up, say we get like there's 30 people that have signed up currently for the Keys Collective. If each of us made a website offering our consultation services, I think that would be a phenomenal start to incentivize people to want keys. And personally, I think then that we could engage with each other over that. This isn't quite this meeting, but another step I'll propose at the next meeting is that we pay ourselves to pay each other for our own consultation services. And then even set up like a review system so we can kind of like audit each other as far as like how skilled we are about what we're consulting on. And I think that could just be a great engagement point. Like personally, I would love to hire each and every one of you to consult with me about whatever you're really passionate and skilled about. And then likewise, we could all do that for each other. And it'd just be kind of a great way to like build community, get this like the system kind of kick-started. And I just think it's a really great first project for every single person in the Keys Collective to move forward on. Any questions regarding that action point? So Michael threw up another question. Currently, I am holding the wallet.
Yes, I know, and we should probably establish a secure, reliable process for that.
I agree. I think we should actually split it up into like multiple accounts, and yeah, like have different people have various levels of access to different levels of accounts. I think that's something that the Metagaming Council can work on after we establish award rates and actually start issuing them out. Good point there, Michael. Yeah, if we're actually going to have a multi-million-dollar currency, keeping it secure is very important. And speaking about that, I have a security specialist here who is top freaking level. So, you know, I'll run anything we have by him, and we'll make sure that everything is set up in the most encrypted, secure protocol systems that are available currently. So I hear that as an action point add-on to the Metagame Council. I second that. And are there any opposed? Great. Good security.
Excuse me, what is the metagame console? Metagame? Metatron? Wow, I need to educate myself. I'm sorry.
The Metagame Council is the nickname for the council that we decided to launch earlier. That's going to assign award rates. Yes. So those are, I think, our primary engagement points right now. I don't want to overwhelm people with too many actions. I think it's a really easy place to start using Wix and then just engaging with each other through that, as well as building up our meta framework. I'd like to meet again in a few days, and we'll go from there. Is there anyone else who would like to propose an action point to be completed in the next several days? Cool. Would anyone else like to just speak in general about what's going on here for 60 seconds or so before we close out?
Sure. So from what I understood, the recap, we decided for now it's 5% per recruit. We decided on the marketing team, and we decided on the initial recruiting team. There was a third aspect, which was the third phase kind of thing that I'm not 100% summarized on.
Okay, just to re-summarize it, we've got two councils now. One is like the Metagame Council that's going to create a proposal for the award rates. So we actually haven't like decided on 5% yet. We've decided that we're gonna just re-decide that as a specific pod after this call. We're gonna make a Google Doc, and then we're gonna present it to the rest of our collective, and then everyone will be able to vote on that. The second collective is gonna work on our academy intake and marketing experience, and then the third action point for people that aren't in those councils and the people in those councils is to create a website, probably using Wix. Was that clear, Mohammed?
Yeah, for now. So who's going to be leading the Wix? What does that fall under? What category?
That's just like an action step for every single person to take. And I will post some examples of websites that have already been made into our chat room. I'll also recap on these 3 action points in the chat room as well.
Okay. So you want some people to create a Wix free website and present it, kind of thing. Is that what you're saying, or?
Rather than some people, I would like for every single member of the Keys Collective at this point to make a website that's specifically representing your services. So it's like whatever you're good at. If you're a life coach, if you're just like someone to talk to, if you're a marketing specialist, if you're into artificial intelligence, whatever it is, just make a Wix website, offer it, and that's it. That's the action step.
Cool.
Yeah. I'll write a little tutorial in a doc and I'll share it in the chat room. Does anyone else have a question or a comment they'd like to share before we close?
That would be awesome if you could do that, because I was just reading what Genesis put about you like purchase it with the Bitcoin, and she has the link and stuff to do that, and I'm just curious about the process of that. I haven't gone into the link that she put yet.
Cool. Yes, I'll make a tutorial, and we can even hold a video meeting for specifically that action point. Cool. Would anyone else like to speak before we close this out? Sweet.
I have so many things to say that I will run out of time, and I probably we should have a one-to-one session. You know, the whole idea of the cryptocurrency is that it is like decentralized, autonomous, and I'm just worried that, okay, I have a real life project in place. We own a building. We are getting ready for the Kickstarter, and we are thinking about our own currency. But here, if we decide to go with you, you are in control, and the supply of these tokens is controlled by you. So I don't have enough trust to invest all my time and energy into joining Keys, because you are the single person who controls the whole supply. And I am just worried that if we go with you, our tokens will become essentially worthless. And I'm just missing the structure. I'm just not getting it. Why would anyone want to engage in real life activities? But you know, I am always controversial. I still don't understand many things. And I'm just worried that you, as a single person, you are in charge of pretty much everything. And guys like me, we have very little incentives to actually engage full steam ahead, because you are effectively in control.
I hear that, Michael, and I'm sure that is going to be a huge concern with everyone. To address that concern, I'm holding the tokens for the moment, and I'm happy to not hold them anymore. Like when we actually figure out the rest of these protocols and systems and organizational functions, I'm happy to release the tokens into collectively controlled wallets. So I only control it for the moment, and I'm happy to surrender that control.
For me to fully engage, I need to better analyze, assess, understand, process all the total market cap, total allocation, who owns what goes where, what is the timing, what is the inflation, what is the allocation for new joiners, how many tokens per hour, how many tokens per person, how many percentages, how much inflation, where does it go? Like,
yep.
It's like I mean, it is like hundreds, billions, gazillions, quintillions. It is like pretty much infinite potential, and I want to do this right. Like, we need to get our numbers in place, and I know that many people in our community are not very technical. They are not good with numbers, so they are not opposing this. But I have some technical background, so I am actually very conscious about these numbers and these parameters.
I am too, Michael, and I have done literally thousands of hours of research and thousands of pages of math and calculus and situations, and I've done a lot of the research so far, and I'm happy to share everything I have along with our other great minds here, and we're going to make a super solid plan and get to all your feedback on it. Feel free to join us for that Meta Council, Michael, and if not, then I look forward to hearing your critiquing of whatever we come up with.
Cool. This Meta Council starts on this meeting in the next 10 minutes or some other time?
I'd like to do a Meta Council meeting in about 20 minutes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, super cool. Much love, my family. Is there anyone else who would like to speak for a moment?
Will that Meta Council meeting be recorded and available?
Yep.
Okay, because I'm not going to be able to attend, but I am interested in hearing what has to be said.
Cool.
So Dakota, do you mind if we review just the action steps from this point forward?
Can you repeat that?
Do you mind if you can review the action steps? 1 second, sorry. If we can review the action steps.
Over in the chat?
Or even right now, verbally, both would work.
Okay. First action step, Meta Council, all the things we just talked about. Second step, our online academy onboarding and direction process for new members and how they can talk about what we're doing. And then the third step is make a Wix website, or the third action point. And that third action point applies to everyone, whereas the first two are more technically inclined.
Okay. So the Wix and then the onboard people, the people that are involved in working.
Yep, that's what you've signed up for so far. And I'll recap that for you. And we will hold meetings specifically for each of those action steps, probably sometime today. We'll talk more in our chat room. Is there anyone else who'd like to close out here?
Hi, yes, this is Amara. I just wanted to offer my support with the more marketing and onboarding team, have some skills in that area that I think would be beneficial.
Cool. Thank you, Amara. Definitely appreciate you on that council. All right, party people. What a great set of meetings. We covered so much information in such a short time. It's really phenomenal. I've been doing groups like this for a long time, and rarely are they so cohesive and intelligent. Really appreciate every single person who showed up for this and every person watching this recording. Much love, my family. We will meet again soon. Until next time.
Cheers.
Jayam.